I'm working on replacing my studio mic. It's the one I used to record the Cameron, Camila pissing Lauren off part 2 video with the voice changer software. It's no longer working, and I tried using one of my old mics before, but you all said you couldn't hear me clearly. So, I read that Billboard article where they got insider information from Camila's camp and Fifth Harmony's camp. There may be a lot more to the story, but this is the best we have so far. It is definitely better than listening to the harmonizer conspiracy theories based on a complete lack of understanding of how the music business works. First off, I was right about management versus the label. Harmonizers do not understand at all what management is and what it's supposed to do. I even saw a tweet where someone assumed that Epic was a part of management. Wrong. According to the Billboard article, Maverick Management and Dina Loppold, who is Fifth Harmony's attorney, have been fighting for Dinah, Lauren, Ali, and Normani. They are doing what they are paid to do. You may not like their style, but they aggressively represent their clients. It is obvious that Maverick is at odds with Epic. And, if you don't know anything about Dina Loppold, you should read up on her. She is a legend in entertainment law and an advocate for songwriters. She is big on fighting for the rights of musicians. I do not believe she would take on Fifth Harmony as clients if she didn't believe they were being wronged. Now, on to the juicy stuff. These are just my opinions and speculations based on what has come out in Billboard articles. We do not know exactly what happened between Camila and Fifth Harmony, but it looks like Epic has screwed over Dinah, Ali, Lauren, and Normani. L.A. Reid has a history of screwing artists over. When I first discovered Fifth Harmony in the summer of 2014, I could tell that their label strongly favored Camila, which is why I wrote Fifth Harmony versus the Holy Trinity. I believe that Epic and Psycho used Fifth Harmony to make Camila a more well-rounded artist so that she could be better prepared to go solo, similar to how Matthew Knowles used Destiny's Child to launch Beyoncé's solo career. The group could have also been used to build a fan base for Camila. I believe that the girls were signed to an exploitive contract that kept them broke. It is fact that Epic and Psycho would not let them write their own songs. They didn't even really have much of a say on which songs they would sing until 7/27. I don't care how much the girls were not getting along, I think it was inappropriate to ask the group to go on a hiatus. They already aren't making a lot of money, and now you're asking them to not work while Camila promotes her album and makes tons of money from being allowed to write her own songs without having to split the profits 5 ways. Yes, the girls would be able to use the hiatus to do their own thing, but they would already be far behind. Camila's first album is almost done because Epic funded it and connected her with big-name producers. Epic went out of its way to connect Camila with bigger-name producers than the ones they got for Fifth Harmony. Even when Fifth Harmony got to work with some big-name producers, they got cheap, throwaway tracks. While Ali may already have a lot of songs recorded, let us look at what the other girls would have to do while Camila is promoting her album. They would have to use their own connections to find producers and songwriters if they want songwriters. They would need to find funding for the tracks. It costs tens of thousands of dollars to buy decent tracks. They would have to find funding to record in a studio, get their stuff mixed and mastered, and promote their music afterward. If they don't want to be independent artists, they would have to find a label to sign them. If they can get signed early on, they could have a label fund this stuff, but they would still have to record a whole album and promote it before Camila is finished promoting hers, and Epic is demanding Fifth Harmony to go back into the studio to record their third album. I don't think people understand how much of a head start Camila has. You can say all you want that I am biased toward OT4, but I'm coming from the perspective of an adult. They have bills to pay. They have families to take care of. A while back, Ali couldn't even afford to pay for her mother's surgery. The fans had to help her raise money. Dinah comes from a large, poor family. Despite her loyalty to her best friend Camila, she has family to feed. If it's true what the Billboard article says about the therapy sessions turning into 4 against 1, I can understand that because Dinah is loyal to the group and has a family to feed. Fuck your best friend. Your family and yourself come first. Is Camila going to be sending Dinah a check? I don't think so. The rumor is that Epic has to decide whether or not to go forward with Fifth Harmony's third album. Honestly, I hope Epic drops them so that they can go to a label that will fully support them and hasn't stabbed them in the back yet. I want them to get a better record deal that allows for more creative control and more money to be made. I truly do believe that Epic and Psycho are the villains here. Maverick Management and Dina Loppold are heroes for going hard for their clients. It is interesting that other fans and I predicted more of this stuff than the psychic twins, and also long before they did, and we're not psychic. In March 2015, I started writing a story called Fifth Harmony versus the Holy Trinity. You can read it on Wattpad. The link is in the description. I don't make any money off of people reading my Wattpad stories. I, honestly, don't think it is well written because it was my first completed book, but there are some interesting things in it. In the story, Epic and Psycho Long had plans to make Camila a solo artist. They end up dropping the rest of Fifth Harmony. You can read the story to find out the rest. I used to not be very much into social media outside of forums. I was a member of idleforums.com because they had an active thread on Fifth Harmony. I've learned that a lot of people don't like listening to older, more experienced people. I said that the tension in the group was concerning, and this younger dude named Marcus D kept saying that it was all being blown out of proportion, and the group will be back to the way it was. It turns out that they were having sessions with a therapist. If that isn't a sign that there was serious turmoil in the group, then I don't know what is. So, Mr. Pibb on Wattpad, aka 782 Anonymous, turned out to be right about that. Then, when Camila came out with I Know What You Did Last Summer, I said that this was not a good thing because it looks like she's preparing to go solo. Once again, Marcus D and his poorly educated minions argued with me on that. As we can all see, Camila did leave the group, so another point goes to Mr. Pibb. I wouldn't have brought up this guy's name if it weren't for the fact that he keeps talking shit about me months after I've been gone and can't defend myself. The crazy, stalker moderator on idleforums.com has run off so many people that mostly Camila stans are left there. She bans people who say negative things about Camila, but she won't ban people who say negative things about the other members. One person even called Normani a bitch, violating the forum rules on using curse words, and she is still allowed to post there. Thankfully, I've learned that I can reach more people on newer social media platforms. At the making of this video, I have about 5,700 subscribers on YouTube. That's not a whole lot, but that's a lot more than the less than 20 people who regularly post about Fifth Harmony on idleforums.com. Also, not only my subscribers watch my videos. One of my videos has over 700,000 views as of the making of this video. Another two have over 500,000 and 300,000 views. I've also learned that, if I bother to tweet on a regular basis, I will gain more followers. So, I have almost 1,000 followers on Twitter. I barely use Tumblr, and I have over 500 followers there. I have over 1,400 followers on Wattpad. Once again, these aren't very impressive numbers, but I've quickly learned that these social media platforms are better than forums when it comes to reaching large numbers of people.